Indian dramas get a lot of hate due to the many stupid tropes that they are known for, such as Pari Parkam dialogues, people looking 25 even if they're supposed to be nearly 50, and death never being permanent, as anyone who has been killed off can come back alive if the audience really wants them to. But the TV shows I'm going to list are far from the typical Sas serial, and instead they are unique, fresh, and have a witty style and an engaging script that has led viewers to believe that these are the best Indian dramas to have aired. The first show is Ek Hazar Mein Meri Behna Hai. Among all the love stories that Indian channels were churning out, Ek Hazar Mein Meri Behna Hai was one of the first shows to have a focus on the relationship between two sisters. The story is about Jivika and Manvi, two orphans who have been raised by their strict grandmother, who seems to hold little affection for either girls. The harsh circumstances that life has given them means that the two sisters have no one but each other to depend on. This is seen by the amount of love Jivika has for Manvi, almost like she's her child instead of little sister, while Manvi is seen to adore Jivika like a mother. Even after Jivika's marriage, the show is still focused on the sisters and how much they miss each other. But the true test of their bond comes when it's revealed that Manvi has cancer, and only Jivika can save her life. This is because only Jivika's bone marrow matches Manvi's, but Jivika's pregnant, and giving Manvi her bone marrow would mean that she has to abort her child. So Jivika has to make the difficult decision of saving either her child or her sister, and she chooses her sister. Jivika aborts her child and gives Manvi her bone marrow and shows how deep her love for her sister is, that she's willing to sacrifice her own child to save her. This beautiful and heartwarming story about two sisters who are willing to go to any length for each other's happiness made the audience fall in love with this show. The next drama is Kabool Hai. Kabool Hai was an Indian TV show that was based around the lives of Muslim characters, and the show became so popular and loved by fans that it inspired other Muslim-based shows like Beintaha and Humsafars. One of the main characters of Kabool Hai is a girl named Zoya, who was brought up in America and has a modern and fresh outlook at life. She's bubbly, talkative, and doesn't hesitate to speak her mind. This personality of hers is completely opposite to our other main character, Asad Ahmed Khan. He has a more grounded personality and has very specific ways to do things. He believes that people should have tehzeeb in the way they behave, and he is strict and disciplined in the way he lives his life. So when these two meet, they instantly clash due to their differing views on how life should be lived. Asad doesn't like Zoya's talkative and free-spirited nature and tends to find her really irritating and rude, whereas Zoya finds Asad too strict and she doesn't like his judgmental attitude towards people that are not like him. But of course, as with every other Indian love story, they eventually fall in love. Asad begins to change his way of thinking and begins to see the positives in the way Zoya thinks, while Zoya begins to see that Asad isn't as cold-hearted as she always thought. Kabool Hai is a beautiful story about two people completely different from each other who end up falling in love despite their differences, and they embrace each other's flaws and strengths. The added twist of having a Muslim setting gives this show a more unique touch compared to the many other Indian dramas and makes this show something that needs to be watched. The next show is Ishqbaz. Ishqbaz is a story about the Oberoi brothers, Omkara, Rudra, and Shivai, and how they will never let anything get between them and their strong bond as brothers. Even though the three brothers love each other more than anything else, all three are completely different from one another. Omkara is an artist who has a quiet nature and a positive way to look at things. Rudra is the lovable brat of the family, who's not the smartest. Then there is of course Shivai. He is the businessman out of the brothers. He's sharp, calculative, and is known for his no-nonsense attitude. He has a strong belief that a person is only worth something if they come from a respectable family of a high status, or else he believes that they are below him. But when it comes to his family, and especially his two brothers, he turns into a protective and caring older brother. Alongside the Oberoi brothers is the character of Anika. Anika is a vibrant and colourful character with a big heart and a bindas attitude. But despite her big smile, she has an awful life. as she was an orphan from a young age and has to live with her evil aunt who treats her like a servant. So, this is a story about how a poor girl with no big surname or bloodline manages to make Shivai Singh Oberoi change his deep rooted beliefs about the importance of a surname. The unique point about this story is that it's about the bond between brothers, which is so rarely shown in Indian TV, where majority of the show focuses on the relationship between sisters. And even though the romance seems typical, the fact that the main heroine isn't shy or subdued, but in fact loud and outspoken, makes this show worth watching. The final show is Ispar Ko Kya Naam Do. This is a show about the love story between Kushi and Arnav. Kushi is a simple and bubbly girl from Lucknow. Her parents died when she was very young, and so she lives with her aunt and uncle. But she considers them to be her parents and respects and loves them greatly. She has a bright, cheerful personality that is always trying to help others and make them smile. Then there's Arnav. He is cold and unfeeling towards people and believes that money is the most important thing in life. He had a tragic childhood where both his parents killed themselves on his sister's wedding day due to his dad having an affair. This, alongside his uncle's cruel treatment of him and his sister, made Arnav into a heartless person who didn't care about anyone. But after Krishi comes into Arnav's life, he slowly changes into a person who begins to believe in love and begins to be much happier than he ever was before. The reason why this show is one of the best dramas is mainly due to the fantastic chemistry of the show's lead actors, Sanaa Irani and Barun Sobti. Their chemistry is something that people to this day still talk about and love. Also, the show had great comedic scenes and had terrific acting by all of the other cast. The plot is also simple and is easy to follow, unlike the difficult and ridiculous storylines other Indian dramas have. The popularity of Ispar Ko Kya Naam Do is so high that there has been 2 sequels and a web series for this show due to the high demand of the audience. Ispar Ko Kya Naam Do will always be regarded as one of the best Indian dramas and will always be in the hearts of their fans forever.